For those of you who are unfamiliar with the concept, an iceberg is essentially a list detailing various things about a topic, and as you go down the iceberg, the facts and details go from surface level information to more obscure and lesser known topics. And in this video, I will be going over the entirety of the Hypixel Pit Iceberg. Before we start, I would like to say thank you to Fireghost, Tomcat, and Mathemax as they helped greatly in the creation of the iceberg. The first item on the list is Protection 1 armor, which in very early versions of the game was obtainable from care packages, but it was since removed and now goes for much more than it did initially. Although currently there is an alleged Protection 1 armor dupe, although this is not confirmed. The next item on the list is admin items, which refers to items which are spawned in by admins and cannot be obtained regularly. Such items consist of various blocks, certain weapons and enchants which should not be able to exist, as well as ender pearls and much more. Insurance was a perk added in the 1.0.5 update and removed very briefly after in the 1.0.6 update. During its time in the game, it was by far the strongest perk that anyone could use, as every 20 seconds you essentially had 2 lives. It was meant to heal you to full, only if you died within 2 seconds of fight starting, but it was coded very poorly and happened pretty much whenever. Boosting refers to anything which can be used to boost your stats without getting kills. This ranges from hitting a player with combo XP to get XP without comboing people, to using many NFAs and killing them as fast as you can to reach Prestige 20 in less than 2 hours. Pit has a history of boosting, and currently boosting is done by having bots which have an AI drop into your mid and you could kill them much quicker than if they were normal players. There have been many forms of boosting, such as Recon boosting, Unite boosting, Wolfpack boosting, TNT boosting, Devil Chicks boosting, Blob boosting, Lava Bucket boosting, Manual boosting, Tactical Insertion boosting, and the list really just goes on. The next item on the list is cheating and hacking, which, due to how little admins care about the game mode, has run rampant in the game for over 2 years. And brings me to the sponsor of this video, VIP4. You could use code BOMP at checkout for 10% off, or just click the link in the description. Cheating is a very big problem in the pit because of how big the reward is and how low the risk is. The majority of players past Prestige 20 cheat, and you could cheat very blatantly without getting banned. I've eventually reached the point where I see cheating on the pit as separate from cheating on Hypixel, because cheating has essentially become part of the game mode and the culture itself. The next item on this list is item dupes, which refers to the duplication of items, which has been handled very poorly by admins once again, as currently people have so many duped items that the natural progression of the game is gone, and in videos covered by Sudi, about over $5 million of items were reported to have been duped, although the real value is probably much more. Golden Dolphin refers to the Secret Spawn Kings map, in which you could find a golden whale in a secret room inside of a secret room below some hay bales. Golden Dolphin is a typo, and it is meant to say a golden whale. Now that we have covered the information that lies on the surface, we will be covering information which lies below the depth. Starting off with Lucky Shot. Lucky Shot is an enchant which grants you a low % chance to deal 4 times damage on your bow shot. The reason it is on this list is because allegedly there is no changelog which includes its addition to the game, nor was it added during any update time, meaning that no one knows when it was added or where it came from. Melons and note blocks refers to the event Blockhead, in which you are assigned a block, and when you kill someone, they explode into that block around them, and whoever has the most blocks at the end wins. Melons and note blocks, however, have the special property of melons being able to be harvested for sugar normally, meaning they could be broken, and note blocks, for an unknown reason, being impossible to take over in Blockhead, which granted the person who was given note blocks a great advantage. At some point, note blocks were removed from Blockhead, although the exact time is unknown. I believe it was the 1.0.5 update. The next item on the list is additive damage, which refers to the fact that defense and offense enchants are added and subtracted rather than multiplied. This means if you have an enchant which deals minus 60% damage, and an enchant that deals minus 40% damage, you will take minus 100% damage, rendering yourself immune to regular items. Although if someone has an enchant which deals plus 100% damage, it will cancel out those enchants and you will be taking regular damage. This has been proved many times, and is how damage is calculated in the pit. The next item on the list, removed enchants, refers to the 3 enchants which have been removed. Item 1 is double jumps, which allow you to double jump. Robin Hood, which is a bow enchant that causes your arrows to deal less damage but also have homing on them. And the final enchant, Deal with the Devil, on top of being removed, was disabled, which the other 2 were not. Deal with the Devil disabled the enchant Devil Chicks in the entire lobby, so you can see why it was removed as well as disabled. The next item, Self-Confidence, refers to the Renowned Shop upgrade, which grants you 5,000 gold for placing in the top 20 of any event, and for a while there was a glitch where it gave you 5,000 gold no matter what for some events, which was very easily abusable. The next item, Item Lore Changes, refers to the fact that some items such as cactus and sewer rubbish have had changes to their description, which causes new cactus and sewer rubbish to not be stackable with the old items, which is very inconvenient, although both types still do work. The next entry on the list is Translations, which refers to how non-mystic items change their description for everyone when game language is changed. The translations are not specific to an account, but they are specific to the item. Spire streaking refers to the glitch where you could glitch into the spire with your items rather than having the armor provided by Spire. And that wraps it up for the first part of the depths, even more obscure and unheard of pit entries. Now that we have covered the first 2 tiers, we can move on to the deeper waters, which starts off with Fake Feathers / Fake Feather Scam. This entry refers to the fact that from the care package event, when the care package is falling, the chickens which hold it up can be shot for feathers, which look almost identical to funky feathers, although they do not work. Fake feathers can be used to scam if the person trading for them does not read carefully. The next entry, negative gold, refers to the fact that using hedge fund pants, you can get negative gold as they take 30 gold from you every time you die. One account that has negative gold currently is the account Broke AFK. The next entry, Martyrdom, refers to the enchant Martyrdom, which had a glitch where, if activated in spawn, could launch players who are in spawn into the pit, killing them and making them lose lives on their items. The next entry, Party Bonus and Level Difference XP, refers to the fact that you get more XP for killing a player in a party and someone who is a higher level than you. It's very easy to get this knowledge, but it's just something that no one really thinks about. Wipes refers to the fact that some players have had their accounts wiped for stat boosting and duping, among other things. One notable account is Agender, the account owned by Katacon, which was Prestige 31 and was stat wiped and is now level 0. The next entry on the iceberg, Automation, refers to how pit accounts can be grind automatically with auto grinders, and various auto grinders can be ran at the same time. This is very overpowered, especially considering how fast it goes compared to a regular player, and you could also kill your auto grinders to get XP on your main account. The entry Groups refers to the fact that there are many pit groups which only exist in pit community and not in the game itself. Groups often have conflicts with one another, and no single player can fight off a group. The majority of people in groups cheat very hard and is the backbone of the community. The next entry, Pit Wars, could be an entire video on its own, but refers to conflicts between groups, which people call wars, and consists of somewhere between 3 and 20 players cheating on one another in a lobby over dominance, often draining lots of lives and using venom hoppers, as well as many other things. The biggest pit war, Utes vs Slav and XRP, is the background footage which I use when discussing cheaters. There have been so many wars in pit history, and a video could be made about each one. Recent wars consist of people with duped items and feathers warring each other over nothing, and losing feathers which they have infinite of, so they do not carry the same value that old wars did. The next entry, Scams and Reddings, refers to how many items have been stolen through illegitimate or illegal methods, with values ranging from just a couple of bucks to over $10,000 at once. Notable pit scams include pretty much everything that has happened to Joe Nathans, and the major event and the Huntsman G-Set scam. Throughout pit history, many scams have occurred, and the most popular type of scam is an exit scam, in which someone will scam someone before they quit pit community, which is a very scummy thing to do. Instaboom disables Watchdog refers to the fact that the enchant Instabooms fully disables Watchdog. I don't know if this is patched now, but I do remember in 2020 one of my friends using Instaboom and flying 250 blocks into the air in about 1 sec. There are many things in Pit that disable Watchdog and allow you to fly, such as the slime launchers, as well as double jumps. The next entry, Cthulhu, refers to the fact that there is a completely unused event codenamed Cthulhu, and video of this event actually does exist. This event looks more interesting than most of the events we have, so it really is a shame that it never got into the game. The next entry, New Year's Kings map, refers to the fact that the map rotation normally resets every Tuesday, but every New Year's, on New Year's Day, the map will reset to Kings map. Conclave refers to the server created by Miniclune, which includes Pit and Skyblock players who oversee Pit updates, and haven't really done much in the past 2 years. Conclave is very neglected by Miniclune, and allegedly players in Conclave are very underqualified for what they do. The entry Silent Bong and Autogrinders is kind of a repeat entry, but goes more into depth on Silent Botting and Autogrinders, Silent Bong being bots, which are hard to tell that they are bots from far away, and Autogrinders, which once again grind accounts without you having to actually play on them. And here are some clips of Silent Bong and Autogrinders that I got from Golden Windhog. On top of leveling up accounts, Autogrinders also generate lots of fresh drops which can be enchanted by your main account. The next entry, Woolsey, refers to the first leaderboard player to reach Prestige 30, Woolsey, who allegedly cheated very hard and was the first person to max Pit. Pit Redux is a unique entry, and it refers to a theoretical game mode which would be Pit without mystics that is theorized to be in the works and would release once Pit is fully dead as a game mode. Players yearn for Pit Redux as it would be Pit but in a better environment and a playable game mode for new players. One Tap Kung Fu refers to a very old glitch in which the 7 base damage of Kung Fu was multiplied by the 7 base damage of a diamond sword, causing Kung Fu to do 49 damage, which one-shot almost any player. Using this glitch, players set a temporary record in the event Rage Pit, which would not be beaten for quite some time. The next entry, Crafting, refers to the fact that during older updates, crafting was possible by using Blockhead on crafting tables. This same mechanic allowed people to create sharp 4 swords with various sharp 1 swords using anvils. Also, using a cauldron with water, you could undye pants. Staff do not look at Pit reports refers to the fact that you could cheat harder in Pit than any other game mode, which leads to the conspiracy theory that staff simply do not look at Pit reports. Killora in any other game mode bans, but Killora in Pit is considered low settings. Over 100,000 duped feathers exist. This entry refers to the fact that because of the dupe which happened in 2022 and how poorly it was handled by admins, there are nearly an infinite supply of funky feathers in circulation that are given to people who had the dupe and friends of people who had the dupe. An easy fix to this would make all previously existing feathers not work, but I doubt Pit admins are going to do anything about it. The entry OG map/OG maps most likely refers to the map which the game used when it was in its beta, which later evolved to become the first Pit map. There are many clear changes that were made between the beta and the release, the main one being that it was made of clay rather than wood, as well as some details across the map such as lava not having any grass and sky looking a little different. Also, this map also includes the original leaderboards and spawn, which are much different than they are today. The next entry, admin corruption, could refer to many things, such as players allegedly paying staff, some players being seemingly immune to getting banned, certain players getting banned after people say that they have staff and are going to ban them, and the fact of how hard Harry cheated to get onto leaderboards, with people just assuming he paid off staff. The next entry, overleveled account, refers to the fact that prior to the introduction of procedures, the leveling system went from 1 to 100, but level 100 took a lot more XP than level 120 does today. When procedures were added, everyone's level was recalculated from their XP, and accounts that had more than enough necessary XP to reach 120 got level 120, but kept the extra XP until they prestiged. One account, which is a prime example of this, is Quib_, which has 188,000 XP, at Prestige 0, which is almost 3 times the necessary amount to reach Prestige 1. He also has Scam Artist, which is a renown upgrade which he shouldn't be able to get until Prestige 1, but since it was a shop upgrade back then, he still has it. The next entry, Sleeping in the Pit, refers to the fact that in Pit you could sleep on 2 different maps by finding a hidden bed. Being in the bed makes you invincible, and you could even /spawn while sleeping, which causes you to lay on the ground while in spawn. It is the most funny and harmless glitch that is in the Pit. The entry, Purple Pants, refers to the glitched aqua pants, which were quickly patched, and they were just aquas that were purple. The penultimate entry of this iceberg is the Power 300 homing bow. When Connor Linfoot joined and put this bow in the game, there was a bow that would kill the entire lobby with one bow shot, and one tapped everyone, also bypassed dark pens. After the arrow landed, the bow would vanish. And the final entry to this list, Fire Ghost gets sent to the back rooms. What? Anyways, if you enjoyed or want me to make an even longer and more in-depth iceberg, subscribe and like and comment. Anyways, peace.